What's up, everybody? Once again, it is time for Funko News. This edition of Funko News was recorded on July 14th, 2023. So in this Funko News video, I am going to focus on SDCC. Now, this won't be all of the information that you will need, but it'll mainly focus on what figures and items are going to be available with SDCC. You see this image here. This is a map of the booth that Funko is going to have set up at SDCC. So, this information, of course, is for people that will be able to attend the convention. And then I also did want to point out that Funko is going to have some pins available at those booths. They're going to be limited in different numbers, so it's going to be tough for anybody trying to collect all of those. But I think that is something cool to have for people that are able to attend the convention. I don't know if there's going to be any way outside of the convention to get a hold of these pins other than the second market. That might be the only way. Now, as far as when the SDCC exclusives will become available, remember that's going to be on Thursday, July 20th at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're not that far away from these releases becoming available. So that's when the figures should go live. Whatever's going to be on Funko.com will be there, and with other, shared retailers as well, of course. And if you're going to be shopping in stores, you'll have to check with your local stores about when they open on that particular day. I also do want to point out here, and this is some bad news for people that are in Europe, and please don't shoot the messenger here. Funko did make a mistake. They did reveal to European collectors the Fairly Odd Parents 3-pack and then also the Diamond Powerpuff Girls 3-pack, but unfortunately those items are not going to be available in Europe. That might be some licensing issue. I'm not really sure what happened there, but again, those items will not be available in Europe. I also do want to point out here that Funko will officially reveal the shared retailer locations on Monday, July 17th. I'm going to address that some more later on in the video, but for right now, please be patient. If you see a figure that you're interested in, you're not sure where it's going to be, again, just please be patient. Funko's going to share that information officially on Monday, and I will do a follow-up video to this. I will talk about those shared retailer locations, and there's going to be some other information that Funko will share. I'm going to address that, like I said, later on within this video, but for right now, let's get into what is going to be available with the convention. So first of all, here we have the SDCC Toucan. That is the mascot for San Diego Comic-Con, and Funko has done several of these figures at this point. I've really gotten into collecting them, so I like the Toucan by itself, and I especially like Freddy Funko as Toucan. I can see adding both of those to my collection. You also see here this Toucan mini backpack that will be available, and then there's a lot going on with Freddy Funko. He has a Bitty Pop set that will be available, and again, with the retailers, please be patient. I don't know where all these items are going to be available just yet, but there's the Bitty Pop set. We see this Freddy Funko snorkel soda figure that does have a black light chase variant. We got the Blockbuster Rewind Freddy Funko with that sort of superhero type variant going on there as the chase. And then there's even more Freddy Funkos there in the bottom right. And you also see Proto, the dog, there as well. And he's actually holding a Blockbuster case, which is kind of interesting there. And there's that Freddy Funko Pop Pez as well. So yeah, they got a lot going on with Freddy Funko for this particular convention. I have a feeling there that the Freddy Funko with the inner tube, the blacklight variant, that's something that might be show only. Some figures that have a limited piece count, and I'm not sure what the count is on that right now, but when you see figures like that, more than likely they are show only, usually be the toughest figures to add to your collection. With Marvel, we have Thor, of course, based on his most recent movie. And then also from that same movie, we have Gore's daughter. Kind of interesting that they're going with that name on the box. I think her name ended up being Love at the end of the movie. So I feel like it would have been cool to use that name, but it is what it is. Again, that's Gore's daughter. We also have MODOK here, and I feel like this is a big missed opportunity from Funko. I think they went too plain Jane with this design here. Really feel like he should have had a sculpted mouth. That to me, which is, what kind of helped sell the whole meme factor of MODOK even more. Let me know what you think about the design. For me personally, yeah, if it had the mouth, I think that would make all the difference with that figure. We also have here the Midnight Suns Ghost Rider. I really like that design there. Haven't decided if I'm going to go for that one or not. I never played the game, but yeah, it's a cool looking figure when it comes down to it. We have the classic Spider-Man here. We also have Lilith, which I am not familiar with that particular character, but she has an interesting look to her. We also have here this Captain Marvel, which had been rumored as Captain Marvel with axe. Yeah, so these are all the Marvel offerings for the most part, with an exception which I will get to later on in the video. With DC, we have Bizarro here, and Bizarro, I'm not super crazy about the hairstyle, especially. I think it just makes him look kind of awkward there. I feel like the original Bizarro looked better. I also feel like the Soda Chase Bizarro, that figure, I think looks better. I kind of wish they had gone with his Red Hood and the Outlaws look, where he had the mohawk. I think that was a really cool look for the character, and maybe they will do that one eventually. But yeah, this one right here, you know, just doesn't really do much for me. We also have here Barry Allen, the Flash. Of course, I shared that with you all previously. We got Trigon, the Question. Even though the Question, I knew it was going to be a simple design, because I mean the character basically covers his face. You know, I still like that character, so I can see going for that pop there. We also have Talia al Ghul. I don't feel like that character's ever had a real distinctive look. This one does work though. You know, it's true to the character, her with the double swords, of course, and being from you know, her background, it does make sense for the character, so that's a maybe for me. Also with DC, there's going to be this blacklight set of Bitty Pops. I did share that with you all previously, and we get a look at the back of the box here, so we know there's going to be more blacklight Bitty Pops that will be you know, separate from the convention, I assume. You also see here Bugs Bunny as Fred Flintstone. I don't know if there's going to be a whole crossover set or not, but we have at least this one here on the way. We're also getting Tweety in Sweater, which is a pretty cute figure there. And then this is a big one. I think this is going to be very popular, and I would hope that people have been saying they wanted this will make sure they pick it up. The Fairly Odd Parents 3-pack. I think this turned out amazingly well, and this is from somebody that hasn't even really watched the series. I'm familiar with it, you know, in terms of the popularity and people talking about it, and I've seen little clips here and there, and this makes me almost want to, you know, actually check out the series, because like I said, it turned out really good looking. Hopefully there will be some alternative way for people in Europe to get their hands on it if they're really interested in this. I know sometimes there are online retailers that get a hold of convention exclusives, so I'll say this to people in Europe: don't completely give up on this one. Check around, including checking with Pop Culture, which is based out of Australia. I don't know if they'll have restrictions on it or not, but maybe they'll get a hold of it and maybe they can get it to Europe. That's not a guarantee, but that is one place that you could check. But again, the Fairly Odd Parents 3-pack, I think this is a standout for this convention. Next up here, we have the Goldie Roger Wanted poster, which had been rumored for a good while. We knew about this one being on the way. And then, of course, we have the Tanjiro and Sakonji, I think is how you say the name there, that 2-pack, which I really do like the look of that 2-pack. Definitely one I want to add to my personal collection. We have this Super Awakened Gone with that very crazy hairstyle, and that's what actually makes him a supersized Pop. Like, it has that long box, like you know, I've seen that box used for at least maybe 2 other figures. I think they used it for one of the Demogorgons, and I think they used it for one of the Star Wars figures as well. But yeah, super tall Funko box, so that is a pretty cool design there. We also have here this Showerpoof figure. I think that's how you say the name, this villain here from Hunter x Hunter as well. So it's pretty cool that there are actually 2 Hunter x Hunter exclusives for this convention. We also have here Sesshomaru, forgive me if I mispronounced that name, this character here from Inuyasha, and that is a glow-in-the-dark figure. And then Gaia from Captain Planet actually has 2 variants, one of them being a diamond variant limited to 2,000 pieces, so more than likely that's going to be show only. I think she turned out really excellent looking. That's a gorgeous looking Pop there, especially that diamond variant, so that'll be awesome for people that get to add that one to their collection. We also have a new Rita Repulsa on the way, and then here is that Diamond Powerpuff Girls 3-pack, which, you know, some people already had the Powerpuff Girls in their collection, so they may not even be stressing over this one necessarily. It's cool looking, but I don't know if anybody would say it's a must-have necessarily. With the Transformers, of course, we have here Air Razor, and then we have the Rodimus and Galvatron 2-pack. Do keep in mind that is a 2-pack there. We had this Snoop Dogg Ego Trippin' Gold figure, which I was trying to, when I first saw this figure, I was trying to think of what the reference was, and yeah, it's a reference to his Ego Trippin' album cover, which is actually black and white. So it's kind of interesting to actually see this, you know, in color. It'd be cool if they actually had a black and white, you know, Chase variant, but I don't think there's any variant to this. I just think that would be a cool idea. You also see here, of course, 2 versions of Jimi Hendrix in this purple suit. The black light variant, more than likely that's going to be a limited one, possibly show only. I'm not 100% sure about that. We'll learn soon enough though. But the one that is not black light, that one should be pretty easy to get a hold of. With Jurassic Park, of course, we have that 30th anniversary collector's box, which does not feature a Funko Pop in it. It does have a pop pin and some other items there though. And of course, we have the Hatching Raptor. We also have Alina Starkov from Shadow and Bone, which I've actually seen in person already in Books A Million. Some figures do show up early. I'll talk some more about that in a moment here. We also have, of course, here Frodo with Ring, and then we have Ariel from the latest with the live action, Little Mermaid movie. Here we have the Reptar soda, which of course does have the purple chase variant to it. We have the Jessica Rabbit soda, which has a diamond chase variant, which is a very nice idea there. We have here the Scuba Scooby-Doo. And then we also have Heimlich with wings. And I'm going to talk some more about this figure here in a moment as well. There's a couple of things I want to follow up on within this video. By the way, I do want to say this real quick. Because of this Jessica Rabbit soda, I've noticed on the second market, people are really trying to grab up the Roger Rabbit soda. So if you're interested in that one, you might want to go for it before people hike up the prices even more. With Star Wars, we have Wicket with Slingshot, which I'm very nostalgic with that one there. As a kid, I really loved Wicket, that particular Ewok. We also have Young Leia, of course. We got the Darth Vader 3-liter soda, and that does have that holographic chase variant to it. And then remember that there's going to be Star Wars Loungefly mini backpacks and wallets, and those will be available on their official site, and they may show up other places as well. With Cobra Kai, we do have the Daniel LaRusso soda and the Johnny Lawrence soda. Those had been rumored. And then, of course, we do have the dude from Big Lebowski. Kind of an interesting, idea that they went with here. It's very accurate to the movie. That's why I put the image here from the movie. Like, yeah, it's accurate. And it's grown on me. When I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if I really need that, especially because I'm getting the Big Lebowski cover. But it has really grown on me, so I may have to add this to my collection as well. I'm a big fan of that particular movie. Then we have number one from Stranger Things, and we also have Short Round from Indiana Jones, and it does seem like that's going to be the only Indiana Jones pop. It seemed like there might be an Indiana Jones variant for this convention, but I think it's just going to be Short Round. Tony the Tiger had been rumored, and you see that he's on a surfboard, which is a cool look for him. Funko has done a Freddy Funko like this previously that turned out pretty awesome as well. And there's two variants of it. There's going to be a flocked variant limited to 2,000 pieces, so that'll probably be show only. And then there's also a Tony the Tiger soda with Chase, and he actually has the surfboard behind him. And I saw somebody online saying that they should have done him on the surfboard as a soda. You got to remember with the sodas, they have to be very slim in order to actually fit into the can. So if they were going to do him on the surfboard as a soda, it probably would have had to have been a 3-liter, and then I'm not sure how many people would have went for that. So I understand why they designed this soda the way that they did. Now, Funko basically said they were wrapping up reveals, but they didn't cover some things that we have seen previously, so I want to make sure that I address those, including the Dr. Ian Malcolm Blockbuster Rewind figure, the glow-in-the-dark Jurassic Park mini backpack, the Mondo posters, and they also did do an official reveal for Johnny Knoxville, and it's actually the WrestleMania Johnny Knoxville. I was really wondering what they were going to do with him, so that's an interesting take on him, and it's still to me recognizable as Johnny Knoxville, so I think that is a cool figure. Then, like I said, they did the official reveal for a Heimlich from A Bug's Life, but they did not show the bag along with it. I'm not sure why. Maybe they will address it next week. They said they're going to address some additional information next week, but remember that, that is along with a bag there. And then also they did not address the Blockbuster Rewind figures for Buzz Lightyear and Peter Pan, but those should be available as well. And then there's these other items, the WALL-E soundtrack, the Up soundtrack, and the Stitch and Scrump Buddy mini backpack. All of these items should be releasing along with the other SDCC exclusives. And some more items that Funko did not address this week, or over the past week or so themselves directly, include the Michael Myers mask that you see pictured here. And then I said there was another Marvel item. I was referring to this We Are Groot mini backpack that should become available. There's the Soundwave mini backpack, and it does have a cassette pin set, which is sold separately. There's the Batman Blockbuster Rewind figure, and also the Batman soundtrack from Mondo. So kind of curious that Funko didn't address some things directly themselves, but maybe they were just trying to let some of the companies that kind of fall up under them address them. So we'll see if they decide to follow up with any of these. As far as the shared retailer exclusives are concerned, I'm going to share a partial list with you, and remember, Funko is going to put out the official list on Monday, July 17th, and then I will address that in a short video. But yeah, I'm just going to share some things that we already know here. As far as the box of fun is concerned, they haven't shared details about that yet either. That's something else that they're going to address next week, and I will try to pass that information along to you all. Now, some figures are already showing up in stores, but I'm going to make sure I point this out to you. Please don't stress over that. There's going to be plenty of these figures for the most part. If it's not a numbered figure, you should be able to add it to your collection. So don't worry that some people might be getting their hands on figures a little bit early, and definitely don't go paying crazy prices on the second market. Some people try to take advantage, especially of new collectors. I'm just going to say be patient. You should be able to get most of the figures that you want from this convention pretty easily. So focusing on Funko.com, and I know Funko.com is going to have more than this, but it does seem like they're going to have the Goldie Roger Wanted poster, the Toucan, of course, the Freddy Funko S Toucan, Barry Allen, Bizarro, and the Question. With Box Lunch, it seems like they're going to have that Demon Slayer 2-pack. With the Amazon, it seems like they're going to have Air Razor. GameStop is going to have a good number of figures. They're going to have Rita Repulsa, the Rodimus and Galvatron 2-pack, Short Round, Sesshomaru, MODOK, and Ghost Rider. And they could have more, but you know, this is what we know about right now. With Walmart, it seems like they're getting that Fairly Odd Parents 3-pack. So that's a good get for them. With Walgreens, Trigon is definitely guaranteed. People are already finding Trigon at Walgreens, which is kind of funny because a lot of times people have trouble finding anything at Walgreens. But yeah, Trigon has been showing up early in store. It's also curious because sometimes Walgreens only ships out their con exclusives. But yeah, seems like it'll be in store this time. With Hot Topic, Frodo with Ring. I'd be surprised if they only get one figure, but we'll see what happens there. With Target, seems like they're going to have #1 and Ariel. Ariel has actually already been showing up in stores. With BAM, Alina Starkov, I've actually seen that myself in my local BAM. And with FYE, it seems like they're going to get Prince, the non-blacklight variant, and also Wicked. So again, this is just a partial shared list. If you're curious about anything else, just be patient. Funko is going to cover that very soon, and I will follow up on that information. Now, there are some rumored figures that might be either delayed or Funko may address them next week, you know, like sort of last minute, including this Black Clover exclusive figure that you see here. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but they didn't officially reveal it, so we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, just be patient. Like I said, there is more information that is coming very soon. Now, I do want to address some other information that has become available since the last video. Even though the last video was just like 24 hours ago, there's already been some other information. So the Entertainment Earth exclusive Hanada with Twin Lion Fist figure that you see here, it has a glow-in-the-dark Chase variant that's available for pre-order right now, and it has a September release, and it seems like people are really jumping on that figure. I'm sure some people really want to get that Chase figure, so again, that's available for pre-order right now. The Chalice Collectibles exclusive Flocked Inosuke has restocked, and that does have a Chase variant, so again, that's another one I think people are really jumping on, hoping for that Chase variant there, the unmasked Inosuke. And remember that there is a dancing Pennywise on the way, and here is a better look at that particular figure, which I know I'm going to be adding that to my collection. I have a pretty healthy Pennywise collection. So one big piece of information that a lot of people are talking about right now is the fact that Brian Mariotti, the CEO of Funko, is basically stepping back from being CEO. He will remain a member of the board, but he's not going to be involved in Funko necessarily with the day-to-day operations. And some people are stressing over this. They're saying this is a bad sign for Funko. Let me just say this real quick. If any of these individuals that you see saying that this might be a problem for Funko, what I would like you to do is check out their feed or check out their timeline or go through their videos, whatever it may be, and see if they have said a lot of negative things about Funko in the past, you know, maybe just even a year or so, maybe even a little bit beyond that. See if they've had a lot of negative things to say about Funko, if they've had a lot of complaints, because this is the way I look at it. If you have a lot of issues with what Funko does, then that means you should be okay with the change in leadership. That could be to the benefit of the company. So people stressing over Brian stepping back, it doesn't really make sense to me. You know, I feel like this could open up opportunities for maybe some positive changes in the company. So I'm just going to have that wait and see attitude. And I really feel you got to be careful, especially if you're a new collector. Be kind of careful about who you follow, because there are some people that will basically have you feeling bad about the company constantly because they have so many negative things to say. So just be kind of choosy about that, because you want this hobby to be fun. So I'm just going to say that again. Be choosy about who you follow. There are some people that will have you believing that Funko is about to go out of business and disappear overnight, and I just don't buy that. So I'm going to think positive about this particular change here, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that situation. The next theme for the Marvel Collector Core is X-Men 97. That is pretty exciting. We'll see what they do with that, and definitely let me know what you would like to see in that particular box. There are some Haunted Mansion plushes that are starting to show up in Hot Topic and box lunch locations. They don't seem to be exclusive to those stores, so we'll probably see those more widely spread here in the near future. The new Purge Trooper, because remember there's more than one, but the new Purge Trooper is available right now on Funko.com. That did become available, so you can add that to your collection. And then I noticed right after I uploaded the last Funko News video that yes, the Fun on the Run Garfield Soda and Liv Morgan Pop did restock on Funko.com, so you can get them there right now. They may sell out again, I'm not really sure, but yeah, the last time I checked, they were actually still available. And I did do a pinned comment about that, and please make sure that you check to see if I ever do a pinned comment, because sometimes there are last minute bits of information that I may have to share in that way. And you all, to wrap up this video, I thought it would be interesting to go back to the rumored SDCC list and see how things panned out. So the things that are highlighted here in yellow, these are things that actually ended up being confirmed. So you see that this list was mostly accurate. There are a couple of things here that are unsure, like the Black Clover exclusive I mentioned. Don't really know if that's actually happening or not. The glow in the dark Star-Lord, that does not really seem to be a convention exclusive. Remember, that one's actually already available with Amazon. There was some confusion with two characters. Lilith is not the Diablo character. That's actually a Marvel character. And then Gaia, some people thought this was a reference to a Yu-Gi-Oh character, but no, that's Gaia from Captain Planet. So, you know, I understand that mix up there. What you see in the white, these are things that we have not seen revealed. So, you know, there could be last minute bits of information, last minute reveals. We'll see what happens with that. But I thought it would just be interesting to return to this list and see how it actually panned out. Thank you all so much for taking the time to check out this video. Like I said, I'm going to try to give you at least 1 or 2 more videos before the actual convention, before the exclusives become available, to make sure you have the information that you need. So be on the lookout for those. Please make sure you drop a like if you haven't done so already. Share the video if you think it's going to help out other collectors, and I will talk to you all again real soon.